This episode is in support of the British Red Cross. Disasters and emergencies can strike at any time and anywhere. With millions of volunteers across 192 countries, the British Red Cross is part of a movement that's there for people as soon as a crisis happens. Your support means they can reach anyone, anywhere, with the help they need to get through it. For example, in the UK, when an emergency like a flood hits, your support means the British Red Cross is there to give the all-important emotional support people often need. Help organise cleanups and provide them with food and fresh water. And as conflict in Ukraine tears lives apart, your support means the Red Cross movement has reached over 5 million people so far, helping families evacuate, providing medical assistance, and giving a warm meal and a listening ear for people to talk about their experiences. But without the kind of people who support the British Red Cross, their work wouldn't happen. You make what the Red Cross do possible. It starts with you. So, support the British Red Cross at redcross.org.uk. Thank you. Hello and welcome to this special occasion on the YouTube channel, because it is the channel that we're discussing. And if you've been round with me for some time, you will know that this year is 10 years since I have started this YouTube channel. The show itself, Behind the Stunts, has been going for quite some time. It started way back on this very day in 2012, and well, I must say at the time got rave reviews by literally 3 or 4 people, and it is something that you can strive towards, I suppose, if you're looking at wanting to create something or having a passion for it, that you're able to go along and week in, week out, just put content out. There are people out there who have bigger constitutions than mine and are in a position to manage their time better than me, and on the strength of that they put out or have pre-recorded a number of videos, and they're able to release them, maybe 2 or 3 a week. I can't do that because of my other situations that I'm working in and my other projects that I'm involved in, but I do try and put something out on a weekly basis, and I think that having the audience that I've been able to collect along the way over the last 10 years it's been incredible for me, because it means that there is an audience out there. We're nearly 10,000 strong, we're just into the 9,000s now, and that's really exciting to think that I never would have thought that 10 years ago I'd be having the opportunity to have an audience that big, and so to each and every one of you who has contributed or commented in one form or another, I thank you very much indeed. The popularity of the YouTube channel really picked up over the last 18 months, if the truth be known. I'd been plodding along quite happily over the last 10 years. There had been a hiatus, and I think it started again in around 2014, but there had been a hiatus, and when I came back about 18 months ago and said, do you know what, I think I'm going to do something about Bond, well, that really opened the floodgates, because there are, as you know yourselves, millions of Bond fans out there who just love a bit of content. It doesn't matter what it is, where it's from, they're going to soak it up and they're going to want more of it along the way. And I've been lucky enough to have the opportunity of being able to give them 25 films worth, 27 films worth really, of action over the last couple of years in connection with James Bond. And that includes, of course, the 67 Casino and Never Say Never Again. So it's been great fun to do all of those. And on the strength of that, that's really where the rest of the show came from, because I had such fun doing it that it seemed terrible to go, well, I think that's done then, and then leave it by the wayside. So other movies have come along, and it's been very exciting. So I wanted to put something out for the anniversary. And for those of you who weren't here at the very beginning, you didn't miss very much, if the truth be known. However, this is how it all started. Hello and welcome to Behind the Stunts. I'm John Orty, and this is episode number 1 of what I hope will be a long-running series of installments, giving you all the information you need to know about the stunt industry, whether it's here in the UK or anywhere else in the world. I need to say a big thank you firstly to everybody for supporting Behind the Stunts. You've been sensational, whether it's on the website, whether it's on the Twitter page, the Facebook page, or on just the YouTube videos I've placed recently. Your support has been sensational, and I couldn't do it without you. I really couldn't. I also need to say a big thank you to Corrie Eubanks. Corrie, if you're watching, thank you for the inspiration. Your show Stunt Stories is an inspiration, and hopefully we'll see more of those very soon. That's great entertainment, and that's another reason why I'm doing this, so thank you to you. Hey, what about that? Yes, I was in the category of sing the theme tune. I didn't write it, of course. We have to thank Neil Young for that, but yes, the band that I was in at the time, we did Keep On Rockin' in the Free World, and I thought, well, that'll do. I was really struggling to find a theme tune. Later on down the line, I was provided with one by Marty Robinson, who was in that band, funnily enough, but he provided one, and that was great fun. So it was a very plain blue background, I seem to remember. That was there. You could see that there. Those were, in fact, petitions from an exhibition that I had done. Some of the pieces that I had written in the past were mounted on this background as part of an exhibition of writing contributions to varying magazines. That was in Belfast that I was recording that. So, yeah, the stuff was very interesting. So I managed to get a few bits and pieces together, and on the strength of that, I thought, well, I can do better. You know, I can expand a bit more. And then we started a feature, and this is a sort of compilation of bits and pieces of that very item. Now, our stunt reel feature this week is, once again, we keep using the word legend over and over again, but there's just no other word to describe the young lady that we are talking about today, Debbie Evans, is the performer that we're talking about. She is considered as one of the world's top stunt performers, and also one of the top stunt women in the world. There's a very significant influx on that. She was World Motorcycle Trials champion from 1976 to 1980, and her stunt career really began at the age of 18. She'd been riding motorcycles since she was 4, but at the age of 18 she was asked to perform a 30-foot jump on a motorcycle on a ravine for a movie called Death Sport, and that propelled her to one further stage, and consequently because of that, CBS television had a stunt competition between stunt performers, a bit like the BBC would do or ITV would do with the Stunt Challenge programs. She was the only female performer and came second. Now that's pretty good going by all accounts. There's no evidence of what she did. I can't find any records of what it was that she did, but nevertheless, a great performance. She has pioneered stunt work for women, doing their own stunts, and has consequently been doing stunts that were originally considered that they could only be performed by men. Cannon rolls, for instance, pipe rolls. She's one of the pioneers that's pushed the boundaries and continually kept going and tried desperately to get the recognition for females in the business. She was inducted into the AMA Motorcycle Hall of Fame in 2003 and is a 5 times Taurus World Stunt Awards winner. 5. Starting with Fast and the Fast and the Furious, the first one, in 2002, where she got an award for a category which isn't here anymore, Best Driving. But Best Driving, that was driving the car underneath the semi-truck, and also Best Stunt by a Stunt Woman for that same gag. In 2004, Best Stunt by a Stunt Woman was Debbie Evans on the motorcycle in Matrix Reloaded, weaving in and out of the traffic in both directions on that motorcycle, which only on occasions was wired. The rest of the time she was driving it for free. Best Specialty Stunt Award in 2005 for the movie Taxi. The chase sequence where the taxi is being chased through the streets. Lots of precision driving, really very, very special stuff. And in 2007, Best Overall Stunt by a Stunt Woman, rather, was for Superman Returns, driving the car that's chasing through the streets. It's out of control and it crashes into a store. She's done all of that. Extraordinary, the body of work that Debbie has managed to cover over her career, and still going strong, as you'll see from this stunt reel. Debbie Evans. Right, our stunt reel feature for this week is Tony Christian, British stunt performer, joined the register in 2000. His first job, if memory serves me correctly, was on Touch of Frost. Pretty sure it was Touch of Frost, playing a dead canoeist. If my memory serves correct, I'm pretty convinced that's the case. He'll tell me if it's not, and Tony, if you're watching, let me know if I'm right, just so I can tick a box here. That was under Roy Alon. Roy would have been coordinator at that time. He's done it all. I mean, he really has done it all, and there's a couple of other great bits and pieces which I will show you very shortly. But Tony Christian goes from strength to strength, and is a real asset, I think, to the stunt community at the present time. He's involved in a whole bunch of different projects that are coming out. He's involved in many classic projects as well. Take a look at this show reel, and it'll remind you of what he's done in the past, and a nice little opening here as well. Hello and welcome to Behind the Stunts. I'm John Orty. Thanks very much indeed for joining me once again. Our stunt reel for this particular week is a gentleman called Jacob Chambers. He's come a long way since his first outing as a stunt performer in 1994's The Mighty Ducks. Fast and Furious, Enemy of the State, SWAT, Spider-Man, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Domino, Poseidon, and of course, who can forget, Dude, Where's My Car? This reel really has everything you want. It's got fights, it's got car turnovers, it's got motorbikes, it's got fire, and it's got high falls. And it's really decent quality. It's very, very good. So sit back and enjoy this because it's terrific. This is Jacob Chambers. Yeah, stunt reels. I think I'm going to bring those back, because they were great fun. They were great fun. Whether I'll bring them back in the show, I'm not sure. I think I've been compiling a great bunch of them, and they've come on leaps and bounds. The type of reels that people are creating now are remarkable. There's so much more to choose from when you're looking at putting a reel together. So I was always very excited about that. So that'll probably come back at some point. And of course, we kept the stunt feature, the stunt classic at the end as well. That's kind of been a staple part of what I do. And I have to thank so many people along the way, all of the people, all the fans, all of those individuals who have commented, and I've posted stuff and who regularly comment. So, my love and thanks to all of you guys. And I've got to thank people like David Zaritsky, who had me on his show on a number of occasions, and had me back with. So I did. There was a day of Bond stuff, and I was involved in that, and then I was back to do an action chat with Dr. Lisa Funnell. I must thank her as well for her continued support over this last couple of years. So it's all of this sort of stuff, and of course, more, the stunt people themselves. Those individuals who keep coming back and saying, "Look, thank you for doing what you're doing." It's great to see that somebody's flying the flag, whether it's here or over in the States. The stunt community's coming together and saying, we like what you're doing. So that's greatly gratifying as well. And the guys from the Pod Dojo Network and the Really 007 team and everybody who has been continually supporting what I do over here and have given me a home. It's nice to have a home, isn't it? And the Pod Dojo Network is where I like to nestle on those dark winter evenings. There's going to be much more happening towards Christmas time. There's a little special thing happening as well, so that's good to do. And we'll try and catch up a little later on. I've got to go away. I'm not telling you where I'm going, but I'm going away, and it's going to be somewhere warm. And I'm very excited because it's terribly cold out there. So I'm going somewhere lovely warm, and we're going to do a bit of a location report as well. So until next time, keep watching. Thank you very much for the last 10 years. Let's carry on and do 10 more. Lots of love. See you soon. Bye-bye.